Well, hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peaks Peak. We're sharing our hobbies here on 38 acres in eastern Kentucky. And I'm up here near the wood yard because I'm testing out another new product that I just got all muddy towing up the hill. We've got a MechMaxx standalone stump grinder. I've never used one like it. In fact, I've never used a stump grinder, period. We're gonna learn this together and find out what this MechMaxx stump grinder is made of. Now, this is a 15-inch wheel on the stump grinder, and this has the Ducar 420cc, which is like a 15-horse engine. It's electric start. That's about all I know about it. I'm going to unhook it from the Kubota and try to figure out how to work it. I'm excited to try it out. I've been wanting a stump grinder for a long time, and they said they had this one they wanted tested. I'm thrilled to give it a shot. Now, if I was going and buying a piece of equipment, I probably would buy a PTO-driven stump grinder that I could use on my Kubota. But I will say, because I thought the same thing about the wood chipper, and what I have found is I always have implements on the back of my tractor. So having a piece of equipment that is standalone and you can tow it around actually gives me a little more versatility, because I don't have to have the tractor up here and I don't have to take other implements off in order to work it. So I am seeing some benefits of these standalone pieces of equipment like this. Okay, let's see. I've got the brakes locked, and then I release the swivel so that this thing will spin. So let's... So guys, I'm not gonna lie, that is actually more capable than I expected it to be. I'm only halfway through that, but I mean, it literally took me, 2 minutes. I don't know. I mean, it seemed pretty easy. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out this other side, maybe learning some tricks here, but I have no experience with one of these. I'm just kind of trying to figure it out, and so far so good. It's pretty intuitive, pretty simple to use. So we are really close to where I want to be. I'm going to move this around to the side here. This lever right here releases your swivel, and this lever right here locks your parking brake so that you can swivel this back and forth as you work. It really is a pretty simple design to use. I like it. All right, well, I gotta say, I'm thoroughly impressed. Here's the thing, okay, we hit this stump that's been in our way for I don't know how long. And you know, stumps are not easy to deal with if you don't have a tool like this. You know, cutting them off with a chainsaw, cutting slots in them and chopping them away and all that. A lot of work. I probably spent 25 minutes on this, but I also had never used the machine, never seen one used, had to figure out what process to go through to do it. Setting the brake, releasing the swivel, working it. The MechMaxx stump grinder does the business. I'll give a couple of tips because there are a couple things you need to know when you operate this, especially if you're brand new to it. One thing that you notice real quick is that you want to listen to the engine, because that front wheel, you can't set it down. You've got to keep pressure on this to keep the weight off of it and finesse it as it's digging. And if you get caught in like a hollow place in the stump, like you could see as I was cutting this one, or if you get too much bite and it starts to slow that wheel down, well, your stress points are going to be the double belt system that's inside of here that goes from a pulley to the clutch on the engine. So you're either going to slip your clutch, because if the wheel stops, the motor keeps spinning, and you'll either burn up your clutch or burn up your belts because the belts are slipping. But if you've got your belts good and tight, then what you're gonna do is heat up this clutch, and you get it hot enough, it's just gonna melt your belts anyway. Then you'll melt the belts off of it and you'll be buying a new clutch and new belts. So you need to listen to the machine. And you could hear a couple of times where I was kind of pushing the limits to see how far I could go, that it would pull the motor down, and then you would hear a little bit of a squeak or squeal. That was when I knew, okay, my belt's slipping, and back it off. And then I try to stay away from that point, because any bit of squeal is slippage, and that's going to cause premature wear on those parts. That's the one thing that I noticed. You can't just be rambunctious and turn this thing loose, because you will tear it up. But it's a perfectly capable machine, and it does a great job. And now we are -1 stump on the trail, and we've got a nice clear shot to get in here. That's awesome. And when you're finished, you've got all of this mulch that's left over to fill in the hole. I ground that stump 2 or 3 inches below the surface of the dirt. It's gone. We don't have to worry about it anymore. I am going to grind out one more stump today. We've got storms rolling in, so I'm not going to have time to clear out all the stumps in the wood yard. But these two were kind of the first ones I wanted to attack. We got one great big one right here. I'm going to work on that, but I'm going to do it on time lapse because you saw the whole process with me taking out that one stump, and that's enough for you to get an idea of what this will do. Guys, I'll keep you posted how this does because I've got a dozen more stumps down there that I'm going to work on and get out of this wood yard. As most of you know that follow my channel, I am sponsored by MechMaxx. So these pieces of equipment, they send to me to test and share with you what I think about them. They don't pay me to make videos, so I'm going to be honest, and they've told me we want your honest opinion and we want feedback so that when you find weak points or things that we need to improve, that we can work on that and do better. And so that's the nature of our relationship, and I want you to understand that. I also want you to understand that I have a discount code, Lucas, 5% off. And if you use that, you can save a couple $100 on your order, and I earn a little bit of commission for that. So that's the nature of our relationship, me working with MechMaxx on our channel. But I will do everything that I can to share my experience in an open and honest way so that you know what you're getting into, because I don't want you to get a product and be disappointed. My reputation is riding on that. So I have every reason to be open and honest and share with you the kind of experiences I have with these. Guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Until next time, get outside and enjoy God's creation. It's beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.